Who else was Mac Miller? As I was making the Tyler the Creator Art of Growing Up video, I pondered to myself about how many other artists I truly know about. One of those is most definitely Mac Miller. I got the idea mainly through analyzing Dr. TC and Wolf Haley, two fictional personas that Tyler carried. Many artists create personas. They assist the difficulty of being able to express how they're feeling. It's almost like a mask that an artist can put on at any given point. It gives us a brand new subcategory that the listeners can fall in love listening to. The specific connection that I made with Tyler and Mac was through Mac's alter ego of Delousional Thomas. Delousional Thomas lets us dive into Mac's eerie side of his head, his bad thoughts accompanied by a haunting voice over horrorcore-like beats. He explained the birth of the ego as that he just feels like everyone has shit in them. It's actually been therapeutic for him. He said it feels so good to just go in and talk about his sadistic urges that everyone else has but doesn't really want to say. Within the same interview, he began talking about becoming a brand as an artist, stating that you brand yourself and you have to stick to one brand, which is something that he hates. Like, human beings are much more complex than just one simple brand, leading to a further explanation to why he loves exploring into his multiple creative egos. But Mac's alter egos go much further than Delousional Thomas, and if you follow him enough, you'd know his love for the name Larry. Mac stated that he founded the Larrys, which were said to be friends of his, that represented parts of him. In his MTV show, during a bonus scene, he described Larry Fisherman by stating,
"You're not." So there's Larry Fisherman, and he's just, the quiet type. Had a family that he used to provide with fish. He was a professional fisherman commercially, and then the sushi business really took off, and he wasn't getting the right fish for sushi, so he had to turn to making beats.
Before 2013, Mac only held solo production credits in 4 of his songs. Until the birth of Larry Fisherman, Mac did not have a ton of experience producing, likely leading to this alter ego. The lack of production changed with the release of Run-On Sentences Volume 1. By working through this ego, he left the persona of Mac Miller aside, the one that everyone knew, and he began to express his other traits that have yet to see the light of day. Mac Miller worked under Larry Fisherman to be the leading producer of his album Watching Movies with the Sound Off, with Larry Fisherman working with Vince Staples throughout Stolen Youth helped kick Vince's career greatly. Mac's production credits soared from 4 to 56, within the span of 2 years of the birth of Larry Fisherman, majorly with Faces, with half of the production being done under this ego. I'd like to think that Mac's real commercial success with Larry Fisherman was in Faces, the most therapeutic exploration that Mac could ever produce. Larry Fisherman undoubtedly helped shape his artistry, gaining the label deal with Warner Brothers after Faces, which helped him create Good.A.M., The Divine Feminine, and Swimming. But the Larrys did not stop there. Next to Larry Fisherman was Larry Lovestien, the side of Mac that many wouldn't really expect. He further described his ego in the same interview by stating,
Larry Lovestien is, it's a bit of love in everyone. Larry Lovestien represents free love and the beauty of that, and just the mystery of love and how much love is an important part of life,
Love is what can be defined through this alter ego. It's the ego if Mac had the chance to fully settle down. It's the mystery of love that he looks out for. Only one album was produced under Larry Lovestien at only 20 years old, exploring his side of being a hopeless romantic and giving an ode to the beauty of love and the exploration of what it has to offer. Once again, Mac used this alias as he didn't really feel like he could express these thoughts under Mac Miller at the time. It was not who people once knew him as. But as an avid listener, I'd like to think that Larry Lovestien didn't end in 2012, but rather Mac figured how to integrate his egos into his main work. I mean, take The Divine Feminine. It's a love album and the spitting image of a grown Lovestien. Same with his songs Ross off of Good.A.M. and Euphoria off of Watching Movies. Not only did this happen with Larry Lovestien, but when looking at Larry Fisherman, his love of producing happily assimilated into his future albums as Mac Miller. But what would Good.A.M. Mac be described as? The fun, party Mac. That is the alter ego that goes a little too much under the carpet, Larry Dollaz.
And then there's Larry Dollaz. Larry Dollaz, he's incarcerated. He has a really rough past. He's trying to become a contributing member in society through music.
When he first started recording in LA, Larry Dollaz was his name on his computer, so no one knew what it was. He just started putting Larry on everything. There are so many facets of the human identity that he loves exploring creatively and overexposing. Larry Dollaz produced Plain Car Boat with Schoolboy Q, and that's about it. But through the description that Mac gave of Larry Dollaz, it's hard not to think that he was majorly responsible for songs like Break the Law, Cut the Check, When in Rome, and many others off of Good AM. Mac believed that when he blew up because of Mac Miller. He was afraid of exploring other sides of himself, but through his multiple egos that he identified with, he expanded himself to be one of the most versatile rappers and producers within hip-hop. Like he stated within his Delousional Thomas interview, human beings are more complex than just one simple brand. Without Delousional Thomas, Larry Fisherman, Lovestein, and Dollaz, his career would not really have gone to where it is today. Mac taught us many things before he went, and one of those is freedom of expression, and to create what you want in life, not what others want. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let me know what your favorite alter ego of Mac is. Please drop a like down below, and until next time guys.